one of the things that we saw, especially in the sealed judgments and a bunch of those things in the book of Revelation, that we see that God is going to give people over to what they want. It's consistent with what the Apostle Paul wrote in Romans 1, 24, 26, and 28, that God gives people over to what they want, and he's going to give our world over to what it wants. And that's not a good thing. And we actually need to pray, oh Lord, don't have mercy on us. Do not give us over to what we want. And don't give us over to our own self-rule, because when humans are simply at the controls, it all goes crazy. I remember the last verse of the book of Judges is, in those days there was no king, and everyone did what seemed right to them, or what was right in their own eyes. In those situations, when God gives us over to what we want, it's really a bad scenario. But that is part of what the wrath of God means, is that God will give people over to what they want. And you and I, you see this going on in people's lives all the time, that they are giving their lives over to this and that, to this kind of manner of drunkenness or addiction or different kind of things. And they're paying a tremendously bad price for that, because the Lord is going to say, if that's what you want, that's what you get. I will give you over to what you want. And so it's really important, if the Lord is going to give us over to what we want, we need to make sure that we're not wanting the wrong things. Think about that for a second. What are you wanting that you want so bad, but if God gave you over to it and it had you, you would be in trouble? What are those things? We don't want to see that happen, but that is part of the way that God works. It's part of the thing that is going on in the book of Revelation, is that God is giving people over to what they want, and it's creating all kinds of chaos. It's creating wars, it's creating famine, it's creating all kinds of conquest and selfishness, and people are being oppressed, and some people are getting their way at the expense of everybody else. Those things are never good. And that is part of the way that God judges a nation, judges a church, judges a people. He judges by giving us over to what we want. And we must make sure that we are seeing things correctly, and that we plead with God, please do not give us over to what we want.